Even though the Steam Deck is one of my favorite pieces of gaming hardware in the past, it doesn't even need a qualifier. It's one of my favorite pieces of gaming hardware, full stop. It's not without its drawbacks, and one of the drawbacks is the 7-inch screen, which is why Valve has the verified system. And one of the metrics that they use, whether or not to decide if a game is verified or not, is font size. Is the game readable when you are playing on a Steam Deck? And sometimes that's not going to be the case. But even if a game is verified, because the font on a 7-inch screen is perfectly readable, that doesn't mean that you always want to play on the 7-inch screen. That's why Valve gave us the official Steam Deck dock. That's why we have a whole bunch of variations on Steam Deck docks out there. I'm sure that you've seen some of my videos about them. And that's why you have things like this. This is a portable 144 hertz monitor from Azorpa. It's really cool. I made a video on it. Make sure that you guys check that out if you haven't already. But sometimes you want something even bigger. Like even that 15.4 inch screen is not big enough. So what do you want to do? Well, it's a portable system. You can't very much carry along a 70-inch TV with you, can you? Well, it turns out you can. These were sent to me by NREAL, so, full disclosure there. But hey, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, whether they send them to me or not. But these are, I think when you compare them to any other augmented reality glasses on the market, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, these are the ones that look the most like a pair of sunglasses. Now, obviously, you guys are looking at me right now, and you can see the weird little, I'm assuming that those are the reflectors that bounce the, whatever it is that I'm looking at on my screen up at my eyes. You guys can see those if you're looking really closely. But if you're not paying too close attention to me, you might just think that I'm some weirdo that wears sunglasses inside all the time. Now, these allow you to take a big screen TV with you wherever it is that you're going. The first thing that I hooked up to mine was my Steam Deck. The Steam Deck has USB-C out, and these have a USB-C port in one of the arms of the glasses. Now, one thing that I will say, which was actually a shock to me, is I have a lot of USB-C cords hanging around, a lot of them that are longer than this one. And I was like, okay, I want to try hooking this up to my game consoles. I'm going to talk about that experience in a little bit. This cord, very, very important. So what's unique about this cord is it has that little drop down, that curved connection, and it allows you to snap it right in, and then you put it over your ear and slide them on. And then next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the other end of the USB-C and plug it into your Steam Deck. And I'm going to turn on my Steam Deck. You'll see that it powers on there for a second. I'm playing Dead Cells, the new Castlevania stuff, which is really cool. And then in a second, it should switch over. There you go. It just switched over, and you'll see it pop up on the screen. Now, I'm going to get real close to the camera for just a second. I'm going to try and make this not weird, okay? But see if you can see what I'm looking at there. I'm not sure if that's going to show up or not. If not, I'm going to put B-roll on top of this. But I mean, I'm looking at this, and it is a huge screen in front of me, and I can also see all of the stuff that's in the room at the same time, which is really, really cool. Now, I have to say, I've seen ads for the NREAL glasses, and I was really, really skeptical. But when NREAL reached out and they said, hey, we want to partner with you and do a video, are you interested? I said, sure, why not? It seems like a fun thing to check out. And I was ready to be really disappointed in these. I thought that it was going to look like absolute garbage. I really did. I thought it was going to look bad. And when I got the email and I told my wife about them, she was also very, very skeptical. Guys, I'm here to tell you, these things are impressive. I was shocked. At how good it looked. I assumed that I was going to be like absolutely be seeing some screen door stuff going on. I thought that things would get blurry and hard to read. None of that was true. I put those things on and I was absolutely shocked at how crystal clear everything was, except for like the very bottom corners. So for instance, I was just playing Dead Cells, and when you start out in the very beginning of the game, if you want to skip something, the game tells you in the bottom right corner to hold down B if you want to skip like the little intro where your characters are rolling across the screen. And I knew what it said because I'd played the game before, but it was hard to make out what exactly it said down there. It was colored the right like color for a B button, so I knew to press B. But things that are in the very, very corners of the screen are a little hard to read. That being said, you get used to it real fast, and that kind of fades away. Another issue with the screen that I have is I never realized how much I tilt my head, and I must do it like all the time. In fact, count up, for the rest of the video, count up how many times I tilt my head at a weird angle and let me know in the comments section. But I never noticed how many times I kind of tilt my head while I'm playing a game, and the whole TV that's in front of me just tilts to the side. Not a big deal, but it totally takes you out of whatever game that you're playing for just a split second. That being said, you can get used to that. You can ignore it. And speaking of getting used to things and ignoring things, another thing that you get used to and ignore is the fact that you can still see stuff beyond the TV. So like, you know, the TV just a moment ago was between me and the camera, and I could still see the camera. In fact, I could still see myself because my camera has like a little screen on top of it so that I can see that if I'm in frame or whatever. And you can see that stuff. But as you're using them, that stuff starts to just kind of fade away. Just think about if you're in a living room and there's like a big open window and there's a little bit of a reflection. Yeah, the reflection can be irritating if you focus on it, but if you're just watching a good movie and you're enjoying yourself, that reflection starts to just, your brain starts to learn how to ignore it. And that works exactly the same way with these glasses. Just think of it as a spot on the TV that has a little bit of a reflection. But they do have a solution for that. They have these little covers right here, which just go right on the front of the glasses. So I'm just going to go ahead and snap these on, which honestly, they're a little hard to attach. Like I thought that what I would have done is done it magnetically, but you attach them and then now I can't see anything. And if the screen was on, I would only see the screen floating in a sea of blackness, which would be fine. All right, my next issue that I have with these is the audio. They have little speakers right here in the bottom so you can hear it. And like one of the points of these is to be able to enjoy your content on a bigger screen with a little bit of privacy so that people aren't being annoyed by all the sounds that are coming out of your phone or your gaming console or whatever. Or, you know, if you're killing demons on your screen, like that's not going to be disturbing people when they're sitting next to you on the bus or something. The sound, even at a low volume, like I could hear it if I wasn't wearing the headphones. Like my wife was wearing them. She was watching the Avengers and she was like, yeah. And I was able to hear it and I put on the glasses. She was like, yeah, that's a little bit loud. We'll talk about a solution for that in a little bit, but if you're just using these with your Steam Deck, I don't know that there is a solution outside of Bluetooth headphones, and every time I've used Bluetooth on the Steam Deck, it's been kind of a nightmare. There's just way too much delay. So audio-wise, it's fine. You can hear everything, but everybody around you can hear that thing too. So that's just a trade-off that you have to either learn to deal with or find some other way around. I haven't tried this, but I wonder if a USB-C splitter would work. I don't think it would. I tried them with the Steam Deck. I tried them with the Xbox Series X. I tried them with my PlayStation 5, and I tried it with my Nintendo Switch. Everything worked. except for I did run into one issue. And that issue, which I mentioned a little bit before, is this wire right here. This is the wire that comes with it, right? And it's not like the longest wire. Here, I'll make it so you guys can see how long it is, okay? It's not the longest wire. And so I figured, hey, I'm going to try with one of my gaming consoles. I need something a little bit longer. So I went and grabbed one of my other USB-C cables, and I plugged it in to the Steam Deck, to my my glasses, and the other end goes into this little converter box, which I'll talk about that converter box in a second. And then I plugged HDMI into it. Nothing worked. And I was like, and I had tried my PS5 first. So I thought, okay, the PS5 doesn't work. I tried the Xbox, it doesn't work. I tried the Switch, doesn't work. And I was like, okay, they said in the instructions that a Nintendo Switch would work with this. So then I thought maybe there's something wrong with my HDMI cable. Tried a different HDMI cable. That didn't work. So that left this. This is the USB-C cable that came with the NREAL Air glasses. And I think that this is the only USB-C cable that will work with the NREAL glasses. So, first off, it's a nice braided cable. It's really good quality, and it has that downward slope on it so that when you hook it up to the end of the arm of the glasses, it like is more comfortable that way. But there must be some circuit in here that is really, really important. Either for like DRM, so that they can sell you more cables if something happens to yours, or if perhaps there's something that this does that most USB-C cables don't. And I don't know what the, which way it goes. So keep in mind that if you do pick these up, this wire is super important and you better protect it, because otherwise you're going to have to buy a new one from NREAL. All right, so I mentioned this adapter before. Now this adapter I don't believe actually comes with the glasses. You'll have to buy this separately on your own. But this adapter has USB-C on one end, and on the other end it has HDMI. And what you probably notice is that it looks like this is modular. Like you could take this section out, and sure enough, there we go. And in there is another HDMI. So this little piece right here goes from HDMI on one side to HDMI on the other. What is the point of that? Well, it allows them to let you pop that out and then use this, because Apple doesn't use USB-C, because Apple is dumb. Even though I'm a huge Apple fan, Apple, that's dumb. So they use Lightning. So this allows you to put a little Lightning adapter on there, and then you plug your glasses into this port and this into your iPhone. Excuse me, and then you can watch YouTube, you can watch movies, TV shows, whatever it is that you want, you get to see it on your screen. Now, one thing that I ran into, I plugged it into my iPhone, and it worked instantaneously. It said, hey, I got to update. It updated the glasses, and then I was fine. And then I showed it to my wife, and she was like, oh, that's really cool. And she took it off, and we unplugged it. I plugged it back in. It wouldn't work again. And I was like, I was really getting frustrated. So then I grabbed her phone, and I plugged it into her phone. Worked instantaneously, no problem. Plugged it back in my phone, would not work. Well, it turns out that she had automatically upgraded her phone to 16.3.1, I think, and I was on 16.3. So 16.3, for some reason, allowed me to connect the first time, but then after that, it wouldn't allow me to connect. So I updated my phone to the latest version of iOS, and this worked again. So that, there's just some stumbling blocks that you might run into. Another stumbling block that I ran into, by the way, and I'm not sure if this is a Steam Deck problem, a glasses problem, or a Dead Cells problem, but I was playing Dead Cells, and I hooked this up, and the audio came over the glasses just fine. Then I unhooked it, and I hooked it back up, and the audio stayed on my Steam Deck. It would not come through to the glasses until I shut Dead Cells down and turned it back on, and then it worked. So it seems like there's some kind of handshake issues that may happen when you are dealing with these glasses, but that's the kind of thing that could be worked out with firmware updates later on, if it's an issue with the glasses and not with the Steam Deck. I'm not sure. Now let's go back to the audio, and really quickly I want to talk about my experience of using this on the phone, because honestly, if I was like going on a plane, bringing these and my phone with me with some movies downloaded to my phone would be a really good way to pass the time, because then I get to watch the movie on a big screen TV, but I also don't want the audio coming out of the speakers disturbing everyone around me. So one of the questions that I had was, can I allow my phone to watch the video on here, selecting this as my video output on my iPhone, and hook up my AirPod Pros to my phone and listen to the audio going through those headphones instead of going through the speakers on the arms of the glasses? And the answer is yes, you can. You do have to do like a little dance of a few taps going back and forth, but basically what you do is you find whatever it is you want to watch, you tell it, go put it on the screens on your glasses. It starts, and then the sound's going to be coming out of there, and then after that you can change the audio location via your iOS, whatever that drop down menu is called. So you can have the audio going to a different location than the video, which is very, very good. Speaking of audio, if you want to control the volume of whatever it is you're listening to, you have to use your on-device controls. There's no audio controls on these glasses. There are two buttons down on the bottom. One of them is supposed to basically switch the screen off so that you can see through it without any interference. And the other one is a brightness indicator, turning up or down the brightness of the screen, which I have to say is way brighter than I thought it was going to be. I know I said this before, but these glasses shocked me with how crystal clear the picture is. I still can't believe it. It's just nuts. Now, one of the reasons that they're able to make these glasses look, I'm not going to say normal, but more like regular sunglasses than any of the other augmented reality glasses that I've seen out there, is because these don't have a battery, which means that really cuts down on the amount of bulk that you would have in these. But that also comes with a disadvantage in that whatever device you have these hooked up to is going to take a battery performance hit, as the battery has to power these glasses as well. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you watching this have glasses. I have glasses. I need glasses to see things that are far away. My wife needs glasses to see things that are up close. So when I put these on, I really didn't run into any issues. Everything was clear enough for me to see, except for that part in the bottom corner where it was just too far down for me to see where it was. My wife was really nervous about being able to see things because she needs glasses to see things up close, and these are decidedly up close to your face. What she ran into is that she was watching Avengers and she had trouble reading the captions. Everything in the movie itself looked fine to her, but reading the captions was a little bit blurry. But NREAL has a solution for that. They have inserts where you can basically take a pair of inserts to an optometrist, have them tailor make lenses for you to pop in here in order to get rid of any prescription issues that you may have. They also have replacement nose pieces as well. I tried to take the nose piece out. I could not figure out how to do it. They even have a tool to help you remove the nose pieces that are already in there, because I got a big nose. I wanted to make sure that I try it out. I could not figure out how to remove that nose piece, so I stopped because I was afraid to break it. Speaking of stopping, in case you're afraid to break things, look at this. I don't like that. That makes me really nervous, but it is a thing that you are supposed to do. It says so in the directions, in order to get the picture that you're looking at in just the right place. So that's an important thing to know. You're not breaking it if you do that. That's supposed to happen. That click, click. Boy, that's an awful sound. Here, listen to this. That's bad. But overall, I have to say, I am incredibly impressed with these NREAL glasses. The thing that it makes me think of is back in 2007 when Steve Jobs got up on stage and he was like, hey everybody, this is the future. And he held up the first iPhone. And I had one and I thought, oh my God, this thing is the coolest thing ever. And if you go back to that original iPhone, that thing was jank as all hell. It was about like, it was super thick. It was really small. It had abysmal battery life. Apps didn't work on it. But that was not that long ago. That was like, what, 15 years ago or something like that? I'm not going to try and do math on camera. It was like 15, 16 years ago. So I want you to imagine where we're going to be with augmented reality glasses in about 15, 16 years. I mean, that is just, it's going to be bananas. These things almost look like a regular pair of sunglasses. But in 10, 15 years, this stuff is going to melt away. And you're not going to have a wire that goes to your phone. It's just going to be in your glasses. And they won't have to be sunglasses. They'll probably be able to be regular glasses. And you're going to be able to bring a giant screen with you wherever it is that you go. And I think that that's really cool. So these things with the Steam Deck, like what an absolutely awesome combination to be able to bring your Steam Deck with you and this pair of glasses and a single wire, no dock needed, and be able to play your Steam Deck on the big screen wherever you are. Yes, please. So what do you guys think of the NREAL Air augmented reality glasses? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you start your comment with a little heart and glasses, I'll make sure to favorite your comment for watching all the way to the end. And lastly, before I get out of here, if you want to pick up a set of your own glasses, check out the link in the description or check them out on Amazon. From the Nerd Nest, I'm Bill. Stay rad, everybody.